Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 45 of the Pichu London Cup Series. Today we're here in the Chicago Street Course for the running of the Grant Park 220. Originally we were going to have our next race at Monza, but I couldn't fit every car into the track, so instead we have decided to go to Chicago and make our first ever visit to the Chicago Street Course. It was recently added to the schedule in real life, and for the first time ever, we're racing in the streets of Chicago. Should be a lot of fun here this weekend. On the pole for the race today, the 15 car of Billy Bishop. Alongside him, the 7 of Alexander Rowe, with Austin Stitzel and James Richardson in row number 2. There's J.P. Lataro and Isaiah Bernesh in row number 3. Sam Khan, Chris Leone in row number 4, and Maxwell Smart and Isaac Perdomo in row number 5. Let's take a look at the rest of the field here in today's race, and there you see our winner last weekend from Road America, Quentin Moore, he scored his 3rd win of the season at Road America last week, and now is going for another one here today in the road course, or street course, I should say. Seth Cole will be in the 3 car this weekend. He was going to be in the 3 at the Monza race, but the Monza race was changed over to Chicago. But Seth Cole still remained with the 3 team for this weekend's race as he brings in the road course expertise over to the track. And there will be 45 laps in this race today, and that indicates 45 seasons of the series. And here we go, we're about to go racing in the streets of Chicago, and the green flag waves in the Grant Park 220. About to go 3 wide. Let's see who's going to get the advantage here. 3 wide battle, and Bishop gets through for now. Alexander Rowe, though, gets a run on the high side. Can he hold it, though? Into the braking zone coming in. Into the chicane. And look at Rowe with a great run there on the 7 car, and he is away. Alexander Rowe gets away and takes the lead from Billy Bishop just like that. Man, the corners are real slow, and it's very difficult for these guys to get back in the accelerator, so they really got to make things smooth here to ensure that they make passes here at this track. It's a narrow track, so it'll be tough to pass. Just got to make the right moves at the right time. And here we go to the 7 car. Taking the lead here, and let's take a look at this corner, because during practice some of these drivers wrecked out on this corner. Alright, so far so good. We see some close calls. Ooh boy, oh man. Some cars are hitting the wall. I think one car went up in smoke. Yep, one car up in smoke. Must have hit a little too hard on the wall. Claire Richardson goes up in smoke, but they continue to race. We stay green. A lot of smoke in that 43 as she was unable to get through the corner cleanly. Several drivers had problems getting through that certain corner during practice sessions here at this track. And the 43, though, just didn't get the hang of it, and now is going to have to go to pit road. Oh, man, almost did not enter pit road. Just was able to get in. One car just wrecked out. That was the 8 car of Logan Nieto, and looks like Dylan Ebrahimian is on pit road as well. Oh, what happened to the 8 car? He got loose. Oh, looks like he got bumped by Nilson Herrera in the corner in the back of the pack, and no caution was brought out as we continue to race under the green. Oh, Herrera is still getting into Seth Cole now, as Ebrahimian with damage from that corner And he is done, and he's right now on to pit road. So a pretty interesting start here at the Chicago Street Course. But Alexander Rowe will continue to lead after getting a great jump outside the corner. So let's see if anybody else hits the exact corner again. It's been a trouble spot for these drivers all practice long, all weekend. And I think they might go through this time. They're all running single file right now and just not able to make moves right now at this moment. But it looks like they're going to make it through unscathed. Looks like the leaders might have to deal with some lap traffic up ahead. As the 8 car is coming off pit road now. Let's see if he's able to get out of the way in time for the leaders. Here comes Rowe. And the 8 car just got off pit road. And right now the leader not close to the lap car. So for now it is smooth sailing. But look at that 7 approaching very fast. So that might change later. Yeah, that 7 car really fast on the corner. Might try to put the 8 car a lap down. 43's out of the race already, as looks like they'll call it a day after getting hit by that corner at the start of the race. So now Rowe is caught up with the 8 car. Well, how will he pass him? Right here on this corner. Looks like he's going to be able to take care of the business easily, and the lap car gets out of the way. So the 8 car wisely gets out of the way for the leader, and the 7 is going to have clean air in front. 15, though, might not be so easy to pass. Oh boy, a little tight there on the corner. Very slow trying to make a pass here, but might have to be a little bit more patient. 15 car trying to get around the 8, and really needs to get around the 8. And going on the high side, hitting the wall a little bit of the wall yet. 15 though gets by, and it wasn't really clean from that pass, but the 8 car lets the 24 out as well, and wisely decides to do so. 4 car into the wall a little bit there. That might be an opportunity for these drivers to pass there if they get too high up on the wall. Right now things are a little calm and tame for the time being. 8 car trying to get out of the way for the 78 to get past, but 78 though didn't take a good run, didn't take a good line, and now he's gonna have to face with the lap car in front. Now the 10 car is trying to get past the 12 and not able to do so, but 78 though is gonna try to get past the slower 8 car. And there he goes. He gets by the 8 car. Gets up by for the position, gets by and puts, and the, oh no, he doesn't get by him. Oh, I thought he got by him there. He didn't. That opens the door for the 6 to take 3rd. That'll open the door for James Richardson to take 3rd from Isaiah Bernash. So Bernash is going to lose a spot to James Richardson. He couldn't get by the lap car. He might lose another one here to the 12 car. 12's running on the preferred line. Maybe on the high side. 78 hangs on for now. 78 hangs on into the corner now. It's going to be a tough, tight one for these drivers going side by side. 17 nearly gets hit, but 17 able to make it through without any damage. And these guys able to all make it through without any damage. So I think it's safe to say they've gotten the hang of this corner after a couple practice tries, and several drivers were hit. And so it's safe to say they got through the practice corner. Bit of a log jam here. The 1747 battling side by side, and the 8 car putting the traffic on these drivers now. As wow, the 7 car's lead is up to over 4 seconds now over Billy Bishop on lap number 5 of this race. There you see the 8 car holding up the 6 car. 6 is going to have to try to find a way around this 8 car, but passing here is difficult. It's only the first race in the Chicago Street Course, so difficult to pass in this particular track. The line is really, really tight. And now the 6 car is going to have to find a way around him. He's going to be on the bumper, but if he gets too close, they go side by side in that corner, there's going to be some trouble. Oh, looks like the 6 is taking a chance here. He's going for it now. He wants to pass the 8. A little bit on the corner there. Maybe an advantage on this corner. Braking zone coming up. Let's see if he takes the side-by-side move. He does. 6 gets away from the 8 car. He gets by him, able to take the position away. I want to hold off going side-by-side on this corner here, as we saw some drivers having trouble. Ooh, 41 was hit by the corner a little bit. 41 was hit by the corner by just a tiny bit and might have lost some momentum there. So I got to be really, really careful with this corner. Oh, 10 car nearly into the pit road there. Nearly got into the entry of pit road. Got to be careful. Got to be really careful navigating through these corners, because these corners are very narrow here in a street circuit like Chicago. So got to be very careful and gotta really lay down a little bit. It leads up to 5 seconds for Alexander Rowe, as he has pulled away from the pack after getting a great big jump already early on in the race. Couple cars on the pit road. I think they hit the barrier earlier today, so I think they went on to pit road, and looks like they're going to be making their stops. The yellow flag is out now, and it looks like there might have been some debris onto the track, and they might have to clean that up, so caution will be out on lap number 6. First time today we're under caution, as debris has been found onto the racetrack because of the drivers hitting the wall probably a couple times today. So they'll race to the yellow, and they'll have a restart. See if anybody else makes it through the corner. They do. So it looks like they've got the hang of it right now. But the caution flag is out for the first time on lap number 7, as debris was found on the track, and they're going to get some time to clean it. See if any drivers take pit stops, and no driver will be taking pits, at least from the race lead. So they'll be going double fall on this restart. We'll see who gets the jump this time around in Chicago, with Alexander Rowe and Billy Bishop on the front row. Who's going to get the better jump this time? 17 to pit. Oh, a couple cars pitting before the green. Not sure why that's the case, but we're green anyway. They're going to go to the green on lap 9. Here we go. Back on the restart with Alexander Rowe and Billy Bishop. 3-wide battle behind them. Oh, Rowe gets a little loose. Here comes Austin Sitzel trying to take the lead. He has to slow down, though. I don't think he's going to get him. And Rowe is going to keep the lead in the corner. Rowe's going to keep the lead in the corner. Probably a bad idea to make a jump early on that braking zone, but he tried anyway. And now the 6 gets by the 78. Oh, wow, very slow corner there. And the 12 car able to get by the 78. The 78, though, not a good start for him. He lost a couple positions on that exchange. Yikes. Not a good start for that 78 on the restart. Rowe leads again, and now we'll see if he gets through the corner again. And yeah, we've seen the debris on the corner, and that's what brought the first caution. Let's see what happens again. Right, kind of reminds me of the turn of death we had at 349, you know, back in Canada, way back in the day. Oh no, 3 is spun. 3 car spins. Seth Cole gets into the wall, and he goes around and brings out the caution. And the 48 was held up a little bit there. Was able to continue the race, but Seth Cole brings out the caution for the second time today. And now they'll have another restart. Seth Cole, a tough break for him, as he was running very well in this race, and then he got hit into the corner and just lost it there. So a couple leaders pit, but Billy Bishop is going to stay out to take the lead. So Bishop is your new leader for now, and he'll start alongside Alexander Rowe. Not Alexander Rowe, James Richardson on the front row. Let's go back to the restart. More cars to pit under green. I don't know why these guys decide to pit before the green flag waves. It's kind of weird. I saw one car up in smoke. That is Salmon Oscon. I don't think the corner is safe. I don't think anybody is even safe from that corner on on caution periods. Wow. That's a shocker. Another caution. Somebody just got turned around on the restart. What happened there? Yeah, that car just got onto the entry of pit road, and then the caution came out just a few seconds later. Where was it? There was a spin. It looks like Zachary Fitzwater got turned into turn 1. Zach Fitzwater spins around. The 4 car tangles with the 9 of Nathan Ormond on the restart. I guess they just were a little disoriented after all these cars came to pit road. Sam and Oscon, I don't know what happened that caused him to smoke up like that. I think the engine went out just before the restart. Yep, the engine just went out on the 11. On the restart, the engine goes out on the 11 car, and he is done for the day. So that's how the 11 is out of the race. Wow, that is incredible. Oh my goodness, what a twist. A lot of twists and turns in this race, folks. Billy Bishop is your leader, and his teammate Nelson Herrera just behind him. And now he has to come to pit road. Everyone's going on different strategies, so it's a complete wild card at this point on who will win this race. But Alexander Rowe is back in the front after taking his pit stop under caution on the last caution. So he's back on the front row alongside Nelson Herrera. So 2 drivers battling it out now. It'll be on the restart. And looks like they made it through. So it was not that corner that they hit during the restart. I guess it was. I guess the 11 did lose an engine, and looks like a piston problem is gonna end Sam and Oscon's day early as we're back to green. Oh no! Alexander Rowe spins. He spins out of the lead. Alexander Rowe just spun out of the lead. Oh my goodness. The 7 car goes around from the lead on the restart. Now they're 4 wide in the middle pack with Quint Porter, Allison Rain. And oh my gosh, the twists continue here in Chicago as one of the front runners was taken out on the restart. And now the lead goes to Nelson Herrera in the 51 machine. Oh boy, what a race this has become. The 7 was spun on the restart, and they'll race back to the line. Oh my gosh. 51 car leads, and we'll see if he can hang on and lead to the caution. My goodness, this race has had just about everything, and we're not even halfway yet. 5 car into the wall there. 4 car also hits the wall, and he is up in smoke. Hits too close to the wall, he goes up in smoke, and the 34 Quinn Moore stalled onto the track. 34 stalls onto the racetrack as well, as I think he might have hit the corner too, and he did. He hits the corner with Zachary Fitzwater as well, and he is also out of this race. This might be one of the craziest races I've ever done here in the PLCS, and the very first race in Chicago. Oh man, thrilling race, folks. A lot of unpredictability here in Chicago. I mean, this is a new track for these drivers. It was expected to have some unpredictability in this road course. See if I can get a better view of Alexander Rowe's spin right here. Looks like Connor Breen just tried to go 3 wide for the race lead, and he just takes out the 7. He goes around, and the 7 car loses positions. Oh man, he got hit, loses positions from the lead, and the caution's out again. And now we'll be back to another restart, as Nelson Herrera might have had to come to pit road. I think he did, so. And it looks like Rowe is out of the race. Alexander Rowe has decided to retire from the race, and it looks like a gearbox issue. It happened after he got hit from behind on that last exchange. So he is done, and Quinn Moore is also out of the race, along with the 4 of Zachary Fitzwater. Let's see what the restart will bring here. Into the green flag, back out again with new leaders Isaiah Bernesh and Chris Leone. 3 wide again. Oh man, they're spinning again. James Richardson this time around on the restart with Dalan Ebrahimian also involved in the wreckage, also spinning, and Chris Leone is away, takes the lead, and he is up and running again. The 12 car takes the lead now as JP Lataro now moves to second place. Here comes the 24. Stitzel, but he can't get the brakes. Had a brake check there a little bit. He had to slow down. He knew he couldn't be very aggressive on that corner, and he just didn't want to be into a wreck, so he had to back off. Here comes Bishop. Can he get by Hayden Stringer into the exit corner? 15 has a run. Let's see if he makes it through. Going side by side with Hayden Stringer. Can he hang on? Down to the corner. Bishop gets by. Billy Bishop is going to get by for the position right now. Let's see if anybody else hits the wall here. The wall's been one of the trouble spots here in this corner. And 48 just got hit a little bit, but it looks like no one else got hit too. So this time around, it doesn't take any victims. But leader is going to be Chris Leone to the caution in this crazy race here at Chicago. He'll be the leader down to the green flag, back at it again. And they will be 25 laps to go if I'm not mistaken. So we're almost at the halfway point here in Chicago as the green flag waves again in Chicago. We'll see if they make it through without any wreckage this time. For now, they make it through unscathed. Leone leads. Bernesh and Lataro battle for second place. Lataro is going to get by him. So Lataro has his eyes set on the number 12 as he tries to go for the lead. And Lataro's only win this season came on the road course back at Circuit of the Americas. So very familiar territory, even though it's on the streets and not on a permanent road course. Still a bit of familiar territory for JP Lataro as he's going for his second win of the season. And I believe Chris Leone's trying to get on the board this season with a victory of his own to get in the playoffs. Third place now, Billy Bishop. Fourth place, Isaiah Bernesh, Hayden Stringer, Matthew Buss running in the top 5. Stringer's going to get that 5th position away from the 41 car. See if anybody else takes the hit here. And I think 48 just took the hit. Allison Rain just took the hit. The 48 goes up in smoke and looks like her race is over. So she was the next victim of the crash. And now Logan Nieto trying to get out of the 48's way, and I'm not sure what the 8 is doing, but 8 is stuck with the 48 right now. 8 car's already a lap down, but I'm not sure how he's not able to pass that 48. I guess he might have been stuck in the 48's bumper or something. But the drivers are pitting. Look at all these drivers pitting under green. They're not taking chances. They're taking all the debris out. They're trying to get rid of all that oil that must have been on their cars during those exchanges there, during the several caution periods. Then must have been oil slits dropping on the track, and they have to repair it and get rid of it. So wow, a lot of cars to pit, but I'm sure they'll be good on fuel at this point from here on out, so they might be good to go on fuel. What a race this has become here at Chicago. Already in the first half, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy race here in Chicago. And now the lead goes to Chris Leone. We'll see if he can hang on over the 10 of JP Lataro for the win. But it's still a very long ways to go, though, in this race. So it might not be the end of the twists and turns we see here in Chicago on the street course. There has been a lot of ups and downs here around this racetrack. Cars just come off pit road, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to catch up to the pack unless if the drivers in front of them also come to pit road and take their pit stops. Allison Rain has exited pit road and she will rejoin the track. So, well, we'll see if she gets into the leader's way now. So the repairs have been fixed and the 48 car goes back out on track. We'll see if the leaders will catch the 48 and put her another lap down. There's Billy Bishop in third position. He was the runner-up, believe it or not, in last week's race at Road America. He already has a win this season, by the way, earlier in the year in Atlanta. By the way, we're not in Atlanta this weekend because the second Atlanta race is actually going to be the championship race at the end of the season. So Atlanta will host the season finale of season 45. The season 45 finale will be in Atlanta to determine the champion there. It'll be a lot of fun having Atlanta, the super speedway, host the championship at the end of the season. So that should be a lot of fun. Fast cars and determining who will be in the championship 4 and who will be the champion of season 45. It's going to be a lot of fun to do. Can't wait for that. Anyway, the 12 continuing to lead as the 10 trying everything it can to narrow the lead, to narrow the gap, but only way you can really narrow the gap is if the 12 car gets held up by the 48 of Allison Rain. Rain just came off pit road after she had a huge hit on that trouble spot we mentioned earlier into the day. So we'll see if these drivers will get by the 48 or will they be having a little trouble trying to get over to overtake the lap traffic. Bit of a 15 closing in a little bit, but he knows he can't make a mistake. Gets too high and he's not going to be able to pass that number 10. So might have to try to catch the 10 into a mistake or force him to make a mistake to get by for second place. Billy Bishop, he's done pretty well though. Pretty consistent finishes in the past couple of events. And again, as I mentioned, he already has a win this season. He's in the playoffs already. So Bishop trying to keep the momentum going as we have just a few more races left before the playoffs in the PLCS begin. So the playoffs are going to be a lot of fun, and they're going to be they're going to be fun to watch. The playoff events with these favorites to win the championship. So strap in, and the championship is going to be a very fun next couple weeks. And there's fourth place right now running is Isaiah Bernesh in the 78 car, and he is one of the most experienced drivers in the field. Another one of those drivers that has won so many times but has never won a championship. But he has to get a win first to get into the playoffs, and he has come close a couple times but just never been able to deliver on that victory. We'll see if today will be the day that the 78 gets a win and maybe on his pursuit to winning a championship finally for this prolific driver in the series. And there's our defending series champion, Hayden Stringer, in 5th place right now, has yet to win this season. And if he wants to defend his championship, he has to win here today or any of the other events before Daytona or even at Daytona, if possible. If there's going to be less than 16 winners this season in the PLCS. But we'll see about that. We'll see how the championship field will be set up when we come to Daytona in about a month a month and a half, I would say, from when this video is posted. So almost 2 months, I would say, that the playoffs will begin, and it will determine who will be champion. 41 took a bad run there. Matthew Buss. Oh boy, he's got 24 right behind him. Knows if he can't make a mistake now, because if another mistake and the 41 is going to be overtaken by the 24 of Austin Stitzel. There you see Matthew Buss, already 2 victories under his name this season. So he has confirmed his playoff spot with his second win earlier in the year. But Matthew would love to get another win to equal him with Quentin Moore in terms of victories up to this point. And That would make the championship run more interesting. 12 cars caught up with the 48, so the question is, will the 12 be able to get by the 48 and have clean air in front of him? This might be the chance JP Lautaro is looking for if the 12 can't get by the lap traffic. With 20 laps to go at Chicago. So we'll keep our eyes on the lead for now because the 12 is caught up with the lap traffic of the 48 car. We'll see if he finds a way around the 48 team. A lot of wrecks have happened, and now the 12 car goes to the bottom. Will he get the run he needs to get by the 48? Oh, that 48 looks like she might have a fight. She might be putting up a fight here. Here we go. 12 car gets by. And the 10 might get by as well. Into the kink right here. 10 hits the kink there. And the 12 gets by the 48 with ease. So just able to get by and squeeze it. And a tight battle there. Just able to get by. The 12 gets by the 48. And now he's got clean air in front. 10 car with some damage. So I wonder if this will affect him going forward here in this race. Lautaro and Bishop battling for the top spot, and now the 10 car has to pit. Too much damage in the wheel, and it's going to cost him. So a risky move doesn't pay off for Lautaro, and he is out of contention to win this race. Now it's up to Billy Bishop now to catch up to the leader, and he has pulled up to nearly a 3-second lead. You never know, though. They might be running out of gas. We'll see if the gas mileage will last in these final couple laps. It would be very interesting if these guys start to run out of fuel and we see pit strategies come to life. Isaiah Bernesh has moved up to third, but he's a long ways behind the 15 car. And the only way that the 78 would have any challenge on the 15 is that 15 gets held up by Allison Rain long enough for the 78 to overtake. Wow, this 15 has caught up with the 48 quickly, but if the 15 gets by the 48, all he has left to catch is the 12. 48, though, had a rough day, and she hit that tire, the barrier coming up. Now she's just trying to salvage what is left of this race. So I think they just went by the kink, and it looks like 15, though, just able to get through smoothly this time. But you never know. Other drivers could hit it, and we might see another caution or two. 54 is on pit road. Dylan Ibrahimian is on the pits now. Just had a rough day going. He's just been battered all around here today in this race, and just hasn't been able to find the big break. See if the 15 gets by the 48 here on this braking zone. Might not be a good idea to take it early, and not a good idea. Has just lost a lot of positions there. Just lost a lot of momentum there. Might have just tried to pass the 48 a little bit too early, and that might be the opportunity the 70 is looking for to overtake Billy Bishop. The 78's closing in, so the 15's got to do something to get by this 48, or the 78 gets by him. Oh, he's struggling to get by the lap car of Allison Rain. 78, though, might be finding the opportunity he needs. And now the 15 gets into the straightaway, and probably the best chance to get by the 48 right here. I think the 12 car got by the 48 on this exact corner. And now the 15 is going to try to get by the 48, and he does. And Billy Bishop gets the 48 out of the way. And now his eyes are set on the race lead. Might be the best chance to pass there on this exact corner right down the middle into Grant Park. Might be the best chance now for anybody to make passes on the corners. So Isaiah Bernesh, though, probably not going to get second unless something drastic happens in these couple laps here. And now the 12 car goes out in front, and he might have gotten a bigger lead now than he had in the last lap because of all the drivers that were held up by Allison Rain. And the lead is now up to 2.5 seconds. Oh no, now it's up to almost 3.5 seconds for the 12 team. The 12 team right now firing on all cylinders with a much needed race here for the 12 team of Chris Leone. And now we'll see if the 78 gets by Allison Rain, and Allison's going to be a little tough to pass because of how this track was developed and how the lines are set up. Believe it or not, this is not the first time the PLCS has run on street courses, because very first season they actually ran a couple street courses, St. Petersburg and Long Beach. It was just trying to find an identity for the PLCS while trying to find some races to do on the schedule. Pretty much combined the Cup and IndyCar schedules into the one big series for the first season of the Pichu London Cup Series over 11 years ago. Yeah, it was times were much different back then. So yeah, so it was pretty much combining those two series of schedules and putting them all into one with stock cars and all that. It was pretty bizarre. A lot of those races just were boring to watch now. Now they're boring to watch nowadays. They just don't have any rewatchability. But that was back then. That's how I did races back then. So, and then in the middle of the series' lifespan, we had Gravis City, foreign fictional road course, or a roval, I should call it, that we used to run. Though there was, I think, Zone 7. That was a street course in a different planet. That was made by Scion. I hope I pronounced his name right. He was the one that made the track. It was like a street circuit in another planet, and he did a fabulous job at putting details on it, and it did provide some excellent racing for a couple seasons in the PLCS. And then we went to Gravis City Zone 11. Zone 11, I think, was a roval. It was kind of like almost like the Charlotte roval that is now, but it is actually less with the turns and actually is almost like an oval. But it did have some S curves in the middle of it, and it just had some pretty bizarre racing. We had some bizarre events happen at Gravis City Zone 11, and yeah, I think I could consider that as a street course because it was on another planet and it just was on the streets there with cities and buildings all around like what you see right now. So Gravis City back then was very interesting to race back in the day. So I know some of you guys who've been watching this series for a long time know what I'm talking about. And those were some good times. I gotta say, those were just some pretty interesting times. Lead cut down to under 2 seconds. Billy Bishop has done a great job at cutting down the lead, but he knows he can't make a mistake. He's got to be smooth all the way in order to catch the number 12 car. And look at this, man. The 15 is really closing on the 12. Oh boy! I mean, just 2 laps ago, I think the lead was over 3 seconds by the 12 car between him and the 15, and now it's under a second. It's not over yet. Oh boy, Billy Bishop is hungry for that win again. He wants to be back in victory lane. He was so close last week at Road America, and now he wants it. He wants this race. He wants to be the first winner here at Chicago in the street course. And he's trying to catch the 12, and 12 knows he can't make a mistake now. It's go time at this point with 15 laps to go. Oh man, 15 got a good run. He might have a chance here. Oh boy, here we go. 12 car knows he can't mess up now. Well, might want to try to let him go into turn 1. It might trick him here, but I think the 15's laying off a little bit. So he's just waiting for that right time to make a move. But it's still doable, though. It's still possible. If he makes the right move at the right time, he can overtake and he can take the lead. They're not letting each other up. 15 is not going away yet. Oh boy, this will be fun. This is going to come down to the wire, folks, in these final couple laps in Chicago. Big straightaway is coming up here. 15 might have the opportunity. We saw how well the 15 was in the middle of Grant Park. So we'll see if he can use that to his advantage to make the pass on the 12. 12's going to need something here to shake off the 15. He knows he's got him right behind him, and he can't make a mistake now. I mean, that 15 has been a strong car today here in this race. I'm sure the 78 won't be able to catch either of these two unless if these two have to pit during the final couple laps. And we've seen drivers come to pit road during green flag periods earlier in the race, so this is still possible. We might see these drivers pit under green, and they might not make it all the way, so that's still a possibility. But for now, these two are battling for the lead. Chris Leone holding on for now. He's still holding on. He is still trying to hold on over the 15 car. 15 right on the bumper of the 12. I think the 12 car is better in the final corners. Better when he needs to be down into Grant Park. That was once Billy Bishop's best spot there, but it looks like the 12 might have now gotten a handle for this track, and the 15 goes up into the wall. And 15 goes too high. Might have been a little too concentrated on that 12 and just didn't see the wall coming. Now he's going to lose the momentum. Now he's going to have to catch him up again. So that was exactly what the 12 needed to shake off the 15, and the 12 continues to take the lead. But there still could be another caution, and if there's another caution, there's another restart. We've seen crazy restarts happen here in this entire race. So it is far from over here in Chicago. We still got 13 laps remaining. A lot can happen in that span of time. So it's far from over here in Chicago. We could still see some more twists coming along. The first half, it was just a lot of wrecking, back and forth with the drivers, crashing each other, side by side. They're all crashing, all wrecking, going back and forth and wrecking each other out, just fighting for every position. But now things have calmed down a bit, but it's not over. This race is not over yet. Oh, and Billy Bishop is back where he left off. I mean, he is back, and he is trying to run down the 12. He's going to try again. He is definitely going to try again, but I'm not sure if that damage is going to affect him in the long run after he took a big hit in the wall there, was trying to get by Chris Leone. I don't know if that's going to affect him in the long run, and we have 12 laps to go when they hit the stripe. That was the exact wall. That was the exact corner that the 15 got hit there, but this time, though, able to navigate through the corners. Not over yet. See if Billy Bishop can gain ground on the number 12. We'll see if he can get by the 12 once again, as he is still trying to narrow the gap on the 12. I mean, 12 now, he thought he shook off the 15, but that 15 is not giving up. He's going to try again. He's going to try to make a move again. And we'll have to keep our eyes open on these two, as they're still battling to win this race. It's going to come down to these two for the win now at this point. Don't think there's going to be lap traffic getting in the way, unless if Dahlan Ebrahimian becomes a very slow car and makes this interesting, but I'm sure that he's way far behind the leaders, so he's not even close to them at this point. So I don't think he's going to be a factor. Here we go, back again in the 12. This was the best corner for the 15, and it gained ground. Let's see if he gets out of the wall this time. For now, he does. Here we go to this corner. Oh, 12 got a little tight there. 12 a little tight. Oh, a little tight on the 12 there. Maybe he's trying to shake him off again. He's trying to do the same thing he did before. Maybe trying to put Bishop into the wall. And maybe trying to shake him off again. It worked the first time, so he's going to try again the second time. 11 laps remaining in Chicago. And it's still down to these two drivers battling for the race win between Chris Leone and Billy Bishop. Billy has a win in the series earlier this season, but Chris does not. Chris is trying to get on the board in this season, trying to bring the 12 team to victory and trying to join his teammate Matt Hunter in the playoffs. The only Penske driver to have won this season is a rookie, Matt Hunter. And Mitch Berrier also winless, even though he's been close as well a couple times throughout the season. Oh, now 15 on the bumper. This could be interesting. Oh, that 12 car, he's got to be a little worried now. That 15 is right behind him. He is trying to close in. Looks low. Let's see if he can pass him here on this corner. Here we go, side by side. Who's going to have the advantage? Bishop and Leon battling for the lead. 15 with a chance now to overtake the 12. He gets by him. Billy Bishop, your new leader. And there he goes. Billy Bishop's been waiting for this opportunity to be back in the lead. He takes it away from Chris Leone as your new leader. 15 in front now, trying to pull away from the 12. He got it on the exact corner he wanted to make a pass on. And now Bishop's your new leader. Heading in down to the start-finish line. When they take the stripe, there'll be 10 laps to go. Billy Bishop back in the lead. He's back out in front. Will Chris Leone have anything for the 15? That 15 is up and running. He wants to pull away. He is trying everything he can to pull away from that 12 car. That 15 has had so much more control and so much more grip than the 12 does have now. We'll see if he can hang on for the final 10 laps and try to win this thing here in Chicago. We'll see if he will become the first winner in the Chicago Street Course race, as the 15 got by the 12 with ease on that corner. It looked like he was going to pass him earlier. He hit the wall. It looked like he was done for, but he didn't give up. He came back up. He came back right back to it, got to the lead, took it away from the 12. He got the pass when he needed to. Now he's out in front. 10 laps to go here at Chicago. And now the gap between first and third is almost 13 seconds, so I don't think that Isaiah has any chance for these guys unless if, something catastrophic happens to both of them. Hayden Stringer just moved up to fourth, by the way. He is now in the fourth spot, and he just went by Aiden Bigelow, so teammates both running in the top 5. And Hayden Stringer still waiting for that first win of the season, trying to, again, to defend his championship. But it's going to have to come with a victory at some point before the regular season comes to an end. 9 to go. There's Bernesh in third, Stringer fourth, and Bigelow is running in the 5th spot. Matthew Buss runs 6, a pretty solid day, I'd say, for the driver with 2 wins this season. He's trying to pick up the points, trying to steal some points from the other drivers that might need points to advance into the next round, to advance into the playoffs. 15 car in lead, Billy Bishop trying to get his 2nd win of the season, trying to keep the series from adding another winner here from Chicago, trying to keep the playoff field to as less as 16 as possible. If there's more than 16 winners, and the drivers are going to have to be bumped out. Those winners will be bumped out. Bishop, if he wins, he's locked in. He's locked in with 2 wins along with the other drivers with more than 1 victory all throughout the season. He has widened the gap now, almost a 3-second lead for the 15 team, and he is in control right now. He is the driver in control. As the 18 Hayden Bigelow is trying to get by his teammate, this is for 4th spot. See if Stringer can fight back on the bottom, but the 18 is going to clear him. 18 clears the 19. He is now running in the 4th position. And looks like the 19 will get passed for 5th as well, as Matthew Buss makes the move and takes advantage of the 18 going too high outside the line. And the 19 car gets passed, and looks like that 19 is fading right now, and not going to be the finish that he was hoping for today. But with 8 laps to go, the 15 is pulled up to over a 4-second lead. So almost a 4-second lead now on the 15. He is in control definitely, as we mentioned a couple times today. But Quinn Porter and Connor Breener trying to go side by side for a position here in the top 10. This is for 9th place. See if Porter can clear his teammate right here on the corner. These are teammates, but they're both battling for points here. Breener already has a win this season. I think he already has 2, believe it or not. But Quinn Porter only does not have a win this season, I believe. So Porter really needs those points to pick up and to advance into the playoffs if there's going to be less than 16 winners this season. There may or may not be less than 16. There may be more than 16. There might be exactly 16, but this season, we don't know what's going to happen in these next couple of events. If we're going to have more winners or we're going to have repeat winners all throughout the summer. But that's what makes things interesting. And now, but for third place, how about the 18? He has been gaining ground. He is now in third spot. The 18 has come out of nowhere. He has taken third position now. I mean, he has been really fast these past couple laps. But does he have enough time to catch up to the top two? As right now, it's over like an 18-second gap between these two drivers. So I don't think there might be enough time for the 18 to catch him. He's going to have to get by Allison Rain first, but with just like 7 to go, it might not be enough time for the 18 to catch up to the top two. Well, the gap is at 19 seconds between the leader and third place, so I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much, there's pretty much no chance that third place could catch the leaders in time. But Aiden Bigelow trying to make the most of his opportunity in third position, and again, trying to pick up the points in case if there are less than 16 winners this season. All these drivers picking up big points here, should there be less than 16 winners this season and trying to make the playoffs. Oh, he's trying to force the 48 up into the wall, but I think he might have just forced himself a little slow there, and Matthew Buss is right now in fourth position. Matthew Buss right now into the fourth spot, though he could be able to pass the 18 if the 18 makes a mistake and does not get by the 48-lapped car. This is where the pass occurred under the race for the lead here. Let's see if the 18 gets by the 48 here on the corner. Oh, he can't do it. Oh, man. Might be a little trouble here. Oh, wow. Might have taken a bad run there, the 18, and that's not what the 18 wanted to do. Yikes. Probably is just not going to be able to cut it. 6 to go. As we continue the battle for third place, 41 goes up in the wall, so a little bit of breathing room for the 18 as the 41 goes up into the wall. So a little breathing room between third and fourth for the 18 car, but he's got to get by the 48 car, but there's only 6 to go. And the gap is widened to just a little over 20 seconds, so yeah, unless if he gains about 5 seconds per lap, and that's really highly unlikely at this point. Yeah, I don't think the 18 has a chance to catch the leaders. Isaiah Burnett just got by for 5th place, by the way. A 5th place run so far, top 5. Right now going for the 78 team. And now we see Stringer to 6th. And Breen and Porter staying in 9th and 10th position. As I mentioned earlier, it's been a calm race since we've had the first couple cautions here occur in the first half of the race. So, well, still anything can happen here in Chicago. It don't count out these guys yet, though. 18 going to try again to get by the 48, and he does. I think he's going to try to finally clear the 48 right here on this corner. And let's see if he does clearer, and he does. Bigelow has just got by Rain. Now we'll have to close in on the leaders, but there's only going to be 5 laps to go when they hit the stripe. The lead is growing for Billy Bishop. Last time it was 6.7 seconds. And this time now, it is at 8 seconds. So, Billy Bishop has been the dominant car of the day. And 12 seconds between second and third. So, I'm not sure if Bigelow is going to catch to the 12 in time. Now 13, almost 14 seconds behind the second place car, so don't think there's enough time to even get second, but Bigelow doing everything he can to try to close in on the leaders. We've seen some crazy stuff happen. So, race far from over, but still 5 laps to go in Chicago. You see the tire marks of all the wrecks that have happened here today. I think we only had like 3 or 4 cautions, and it all occurred in the first half of the race. And by the second half, though, things have been a little bit more smoother. for these drivers. They've been all smooth in the rest of the way. Mostly smooth rest of the way. They've gotten the hang of the Chicago street course, and we can't wait to go back here next season. And maybe this time they'll learn from it, and we'll see if they'll have much more competition going on with the leaders. There'll be 4 laps to go when they hit the stripe. When Billy Bishop hits the stripe, there'll be 4 laps to go. So here we go. 4 to go here at Chicago. 8 car. Oh no, 12 is going to pit road. Wow, the 12 goes to the pits. Does this mean that it's going to come down to fuel mileage? Oh boy, I mentioned earlier, this could come down to fuel mileage. And the 12 has to pit. 12 pits. And Aiden Bigelow is now in second place. Oh, I don't know why the 12 decided to pit. I think they were on their fuel numbers or something. I guess that there was just no point at trying to catch the leaders, and they ran out of gas, so they had to come to pit. 4 to go, though. Question is, does the 15 have enough fuel? Will he finish this race? Will he be able to finish as the leader? The 12 car had to pit. I'm not sure the 15 has to pit in this sequence right here. But if he does have to pit, he might be in trouble. But his lead is over 16 seconds now. He might have himself a little bit of a cushion if should he come down and pit. So he has a bit of a cushion there, but Aiden Bigelow has been fast on these past couple events. And these past couple of laps, I should say. Might have a cushion. It might still be the leader as he comes out pit road if he does have to come to the pits. I'm not sure if he has enough fuel to get to the finish, but we'll see. 3 to go at the stripe. So 3 to go, and the 15 is going to continue to lead the race. So right now the 15 is still hitting his numbers and still trying to make it on fuel, and he might have to save fuel at this point. If he's running low on fuel, he's got a big lead, so he might slow down a bit to try to save fuel and try to finish this race. See what the lead is up to right now. Almost 20 seconds. He might be good. I mean, he might have enough fuel to finish this race. He might have a big enough lead so that he can still win this race off pit road. Billy Bishop's trying to build up as much of a lead as he can if he doesn't make it on fuel, so still we'll see if he can hit the numbers. That means with all the drivers pitting under the green, they ran out of gas. 3 to go. Casey Hoyt is now in third, and Austin Stitzel now running fourth. And now Chris Leone just came off the pits, and he's now in the 5th position. 3 laps to go, though. If a caution comes out, this race is over. So there is no overtime, as I mentioned. So if the caution were to come out now, it's over. They're done. Even if the 15 pits, he might have enough of a cushion to still be the leader after coming off pit road. Unless if the 18 goes very aggressive and tries to win the race here. 2 laps to go next time by. Here we go. He's staying out for now. He's going to still try to make it. He is going to try to make it on fumes right here with 2 to go. He might be one of the early drivers to pit, so he might be good on the numbers here in terms of fuel. So might not have to worry at this point. 18 car. Right now, it looks like he just stayed out, and he's going to try to make it there as well. Let's see how big the lead is right now. Well, it just cut it down a little bit under 20 seconds, but not much of a difference right now at this point. With all the drivers running out of fuel here from the top 10, that now puts Casey Hoyt in third. And Austin Sissel fourth, and Chris Leone he came out pit road, he's now going to be 5th. George Work just made it to the top 10, so a lot of points being shuffled around with these drivers. And that could play a factor in determining who will be in the playoffs if there's less than 16 winners. Big points could be a big points day for some of these guys here in this race. Here we go, white flag next time by for Billy Bishop. No indication of pit road just yet. He might try to win this on fumes. He's going to try to save fuel right now. He's going to try to save fuel to make it to the end. Second win of the season in sight for Billy Bishop, and he's just got to get through this track one more time to get the win, unless if a caution comes out at this point, which might not happen. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Billy Bishop. As he sees the white flag, he takes it here in Chicago, and the last lap here in the Windy City. Huge lead right now with all the drivers pitting behind him, so 18 stays out as well, just so you know, and I think they might have been on a different strategy. I think they might be good till the end right here. Billy Bishop, though, he's been one of the biggest names in the series. He's trying to make this his championship season. He won earlier in the season in Atlanta, and now he's going to win on a road course. He's just a half a lap away from achieving a victory on the road course. Trying to be the first winner here in the PLCS at the Chicago Street Course. Halfway home here for the 15 car. He might try to coax from here. To the final corners coming down. The 15 running smoothly so far. No indication of slowing down. Billy Bishop took the lead early on from Chris Leon. It was a hard fight for the lead, but it might be a hard fought fight for the win. Here he comes. Final corners. Down to the start, near the start finish line. Just a few more turns to go down Grant Park. Here comes Billy Bishop. Down the final corner. And here comes the 15. Billy Bishop is the first ever winner in the PLCS race at the Chicago Street Course. Billy Bishop becomes the first ever winner here in the Grant Park 220 in Chicago. The first race in Chicago is now in the books, as Billy Bishop is your race winner here today, as he dominates the field with an 18.5 second win here in Chicago. He just blew away the entire field, just blew everybody by the water once he got by the 12 of Chris Leon on the final couple laps. Bishop just had more than enough fuel to finish the race, and I think he has enough fuel to do a victory burnout there too in Chicago. So a wonderful race here in the streets of Chicago for the first time ever here in the PLCS. It's a fun ride here in the Windy City. Great to have the fans out in full force supporting the first ever street race here in Chicago for the PLCS. And here's the rest of the field. Right now, as mentioned earlier, they all retired because they hit that corner, the tire barrier there. That was a problem for some of these drivers early on, but they got a handle of it as the race went on. So, yeah, they knew exactly what to do to avoid that wreckage, but some of them didn't get the full message. And big names that retired, Salmon Oscon, Zach Fitzwater, and Quinn Moore, all went out early in the race. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the race from Chicago, and don't worry, we will be at Monza next season. So we'll be back at Monza, I promise. We will run at Monza at some point next season, and it will be exciting to run here in the fastest track in Formula One. So we will be at Monza next season, so don't worry about that. We'll eventually run at that road course in Italy. Anyway, next weekend we'll be at the Magic Mile at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So the Magic Mile will host the next race on the PLCS schedule. And Seth Cole, though, his race ended short in 36th position in that 3 car. I'm happy to announce, though, that the 3 will be driven by Brendan Fan next weekend at New Hampshire. A former PLCS champion from, I think, back in season 5, I believe. It was either Brandon Nichols or Brendan Fan that won season 5. But the next 2 events, Brendan Fan will be in New Hampshire, former champion, and the other former champion, Brandon Nichols, will be at Pocono driving the number 3 machine in those next 2 events in the PLCS schedule. And also to announce at Indianapolis, Pichu himself will be at the Indianapolis road course driving the number 3 entry. So Pichu will get his chance in that number 3 at Indianapolis next in a couple weeks from now, I should say. Not next weekend, but in a couple weeks from now. Pichu will be at Indianapolis. But for New Hampshire next week, it's Brendan Fan, and for Pocono in 2 weeks, it'll be Brandon Nichols running the number 3 entry next in those events. Some other drivers to run in the 3 this season: Daniel Coffey will be running at Watkins Glen, and the regular season finale Daytona, Dylan Young will be coming out of retirement to run the 3 at Daytona, his home track. So we're excited to have him on board. And also, one more driver, just one more random driver I set up to ride the 3 later in the season. This will be during the playoffs. Nikki Maxwell, former star in the PLCS, she will be driving the 3 at Kansas Speedway. She won there, I think, 2 or 3 times there, so she has a lot of experience at Kansas, so it was no better driver to drive the 3 at Kansas than with Nikki Maxwell later in the season. There are going to be some other drivers, some names you may or may not have heard of, but those names will be announced at a later date. So, one more thing. LG Lataro, he's going to be driving the 3 in Las Vegas. So he usually drives the 62 in the super speedway events, but LG Lataro is going to have another race on his schedule. He will be at Las Vegas later in the season in the number 3 car. So it's a different number, a different team for him, but he will be running an extra race in that schedule. So LG Lataro is going to be running Las Vegas. And the other names for those rest of the schedule will be announced at a later date. So, just so I'll let you know. But next week, Brendan Fan, New Hampshire, and in 2 weeks, Brandon Nichols will be at Pocono in the number 3. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our race from Chicago. Until next time, we will see you later. We will see you all next week at New Hampshire. Take care, everyone.